entry wound in the back of the head, just below the cranial terminus. No other apparent trauma. Exit wound below the left eye. Some brain tissue. No other visible bullet wounds. No apparent trauma to hands. The victim appears to have been castrated. A card from the breast pocket reads, Susan Silverman, Ph.D., Cambridge address. Okay, boys, that's it. Let's get him out of here. I'll do a formal autopsy tomorrow.
Americanus.
You're never early.
Hardly ever.
Well, a foolish consistency is a hobgoblin of little minds.
Mike, you're so literate.
Early.
Never count on anything.
We'd like some service at my table, waiter.
Excuse me, we're talking here. Hold on. Wait. Why don't you write down what you want? When I'm through chatting, I'll get it for you, okay? Oh, no, don't bother with menus, because tonight you were having baked scrod with julienne potatoes and onion au gratin.
You look better than a gin-soaked olive.
You look kind of cute yourself. Except your gun makes a bulge in your pocket.
Something troubling you?
Frank Belson called me. Former patient of mine was murdered tonight in Wheaton.
Sorry.
He had my business card in his pocket. He was shot and castrated.
Sounds more like revenge than drugs.
Why do you say drugs?
Well, Wheaton is the central clearinghouse for most of the cocaine in this area.
Wheaton, Mass?
Amazing but true. Tell me about your client.
His name was Eric Valdez. He was about 26, ambitious, aggressive, worked as an investigative reporter for the Boston Herald.
Belson will want to know why he was seeing a shrink.
I know.
Is that a problem?
Ethically, no. I think solving Eric's murder would be in his best interest.
I see. You want me to find out who killed him?
With my help.
We'll have to see Belson first.
Okay, vodka martini on the rocks with a twist, a side of olives, and I brought some gin on them for Susan.
Young man, you are completely insolent.
Well, I tried, sir. Heaven knows I tried.
Does he have something on the owner?
No doubt.
Excuse me, sir. Do you mind waiting here for a second?
Hey, Miller, you let me know as soon as you got an idea on that floater.
Will do. You been up all night?
That's why I get the big bucks. Thanks for coming, Susan.
Bet you can use this.
Whew, service.
What ambiance?
We aim to please. Tell me about Eric Valdez.
Came to me several years ago. He was having trouble maintaining a relationship with a woman.
Who doesn't?
He tended to choose women with whom, for one reason or another, there was no real chance of a long-term commitment. Older women, married women, kept looking for love and only finding sex.
We have some names.
He only used first names, and there were a great many.
Lucky Eric. Was he still in therapy when he died?
No, with me, no.
With anyone?
I could find out, but I doubt it. After he terminated, he started to write me letters. Nice letters. Got to where I really looked forward to them. He was a nice kid. I liked him.
How'd you get involved with an out-of-town homicide?
A state trooper called me, a kid named Lundquist. He asked me to run a check on this Silverman person.
It's no use to love you, Frank. Tell me about the Wheaton cops.
What, are you saying they're incompetent or dishonest?
There's been 18 drug arrests in Boston of people who have bank accounts in Wheaton, or who own bars in Wheaton, or who have relatives in Wheaton. Wheaton PD has made 0 arrests.
So, it sounds like there's nobody in charge out there.
Police chief is a guy named Bailey Rogers. I did business with him once. He's a yahoo.
Cops aren't friendly?
Out there? About as friendly as the clap. Excuse me, Susan. You got a client there?
This is sort of a pro bono deal.
Well, in Wheaton. You'll be the only people on your side. Stay ready.
Semper paratus, Frank.
That too.
Come on.
Eric was born in Venezuela. Great reporter and a good man. You probably know everything I know.
I only know he was shot and castrated. We don't know why. What was he working on in Wheaton?
Hello. There's only one story in Wheaton. Cocaine.
Now you got another story for your front page.
Did Eric choose the story or was he assigned?
Well, it's a little bit of both. Have a seat.
Thank you.
Let's see, there are close on 16,000 people in Wheaton, 5,000 of whom are Colombians. After the war, they came up here to work the mills. The mills closed down, and then cocaine took over from coffee as a cash crop back home.
My grandmother's from Ireland. Doesn't mean I deal in potatoes.
Potatoes aren't selling for $170,000 a pound.
39 cents a pound for the red-skinned ones.
Eric chased women.
Sure, he was straight, he was single, but he didn't get killed for chasing women.
He's castrated. It's suggestive.
I know, that bothers me too. But Eric had been chasing women since puberty. How come the first time he runs into a jealous husband is when he's investigating cocaine in Wheaton?
Did he file any copy or keep any notes?
Notebook. Take a look. You won't find anything there.
Well, you never know.
I know. I knew Eric. He used to keep everything up in his head until he was ready to go. Then, bam, the story would come out.
It's a pretty unusual way of working, isn't it?
Eric's working habits were, to say the least, unorthodox.
Unorthodox? How?
Look, you're going to find out about this anyhow. Eric would do anything to get a story, even if it meant crossing the line now and again.
You plan on sending other reporters out there?
No. Those reporters I got out there are kids. They're not gunfighters. I leave that to you.
You think I'm a gunfighter?
I know what you are. I'm a newswoman. I had you researched after you called.
Actually, I prefer professional thug.
Hey!
Spenser, I'm back. Lady Susan, Big heard you were planning a vacation in beautiful downtown Wheaton.
How does he know this?
Kingsley tell you anything?
Nothing we didn't already know. Valdez was a stud, and Wheaton is lousy with coke.
Mention any names?
Such as?
Felipe Esteva.
Esteva?
Canines don't even sniff a hydrant unless he says so. Yellow pages say he's in vegetables. Long distance say he's big business.
And the biggest business in Wheaton is cocaine.
White pages say you get better with age.
Anything else in that phone book of yours?
Wheaton be no walk in the park on a sunny day.
When there's drugs, it seldom is.
Dig, Spenser. You're a freak in the land of the blind. Walk backwards in the daylight.
I don't suppose I should ask you how you know about Wheaton.
Forewarned and forearmed, Susan and I headed for Wheaton. The American dream was born and had once thrived in places like this. But hard times had eroded that dream, leaving intact only the neat New England facade. Our prospects for a warm welcome were not exactly overwhelming. Abandon all hope, ye who enter here.
Yeah, it's media high, pure and simple. Yeah, there's coke here in Wheaton, but there's also coke in the newsroom of the Boston Herald. Why don't you investigate that, too?
First things first. Perhaps you could tell us about Eric Valdez.
Well, there's nothing to tell. It's an ongoing case. And excuse me, ma'am, but I really don't need any help from some smart-ass big city hot dog that the Boston Herald brings in.
You don't?
No, I don't. If you start hanging around here, you'll find out just how much I don't.
Do you ever actually chew nails?
Hey, you think I'm kidding?
No, I think you're blowing smoke. So that I won't notice that some kid came out here to do a newspaper story, somebody killed him, and you don't know who.
Well, that dumb bastard was asking for it. I mean, these people don't like you messing with their women.
What people?
Colombians. You know what they're like.
Actually, I don't. What are they like?
Well, there's about 5,000 of them here. When the mills closed down, they stayed at home and started producing bambinos.
Bambinos? Chief, if you're going to be a successful bigot, you have to get your minority straight.
Hey, don't lecture me, hotshot. You're the one who thinks they're selling coke.
Do you think that Eric Valdez was killed because he was womanizing?
Excuse me, Doctor. What was your name?
Watson.
Well, with all due respect, he was tapping everything that wiggled. You'd find him with his jewels snipped. Now, what would you guess?
I don't want to be nosy, but if you know he was fooling around, you might know who he was fooling around with. Otherwise, how would you know he was fooling around, if you see what I mean?
I got an ethical responsibility not to reveal the names of the suspects unless we have proof.
Oh, no, we don't want you to compromise your ethical responsibility.
Good, you understand my position.
Now, let me explain ours. We come to town friendly, even charming, respectful of your law enforcement expertise to ask you to help us solve a murder that took place in your jurisdiction, and you basically tell us to take a hike. So what we're going to do instead is sift through your garbage, find out who killed Eric Valdez, and maybe bust up this cocaine thing while we're at it.
And we will almost certainly lend credence to the theory that you are a major jerk.
You better be careful, the both of you. Lady, doctor, not, don't make no difference to me. You both better be damn careful.
Whoa, major jerk, pretty harsh stuff. Are you planning on living in Wheaton permanently?
I need all these clothes.
All of them?
Just hurry up. The sooner I hang up my clothes, the sooner the seduction gets underway. And then we can go for a lovely dinner afterwards.
By the time you get this stuff hung up, I'll be too old for seduction.
See, not too old at all.
Not that old. Kind of old.
Mm-hmm.
So, how long is it going to take you to get ready for dinner?
Did we work up an appetite?
Just my normal lust for life.
Or something like that. Let's see. I have to shower.
Yeah?
And I'll throw on some clothes. Maybe I should wash my hair, put some lipstick on. It'll take me 2 minutes.
2 minutes?
Mm-hmm.
You're talking boy minutes or girl minutes?
Well.
Well, yeah. that means I've got about 2 hours. I can go down to the bar and look for clues. No? It's the Red Sox coming up to that. Tough call. Oh my. Hi, Virgil, how about a beer?
Sure. You staying at the motel?
Yep.
You know, you don't really have the look.
What's the look? Maybe I can get it.
Overweight, in a hurry, drink too much, phony macho. You haven't even asked me if Virgil is short for virgin.
I was just getting to that.
No, you weren't. I got you figured for some kind of ex-jock or something.
Ex?
Well, you're kind of old.
You think I'm old? Huh?
So, what kind of business are you in now?
A sleuth.
A what?
Detective. I'm here trying to find out what happened to Eric Valdez. Are you mad at me because I'm a sleuth? Yeah, Eric stayed here. Did you know him? Nice fella, young fella, Hispanic descent. Liked to talk. Liked women.
I didn't notice.
You don't notice much, do you?
Are you state cop?
Private. I hear there's a lot of drugs in town. Cocaine.
I wouldn't know about that.
You know Chief Roger?
Nope.
Philippe Esteva?
Nope.
If a fellow was looking for a little action around town, where would he go?
Here.
Here? Look, Virgie, if you were me...
If I was you, I'd go home.
Keep the change. Hey, Wally. You know where me and the missus could score a little blow in this town?
Yeah, I look like Frosty the freaking snowman.
We figured you for a happening guy, Wally.
Very subtle.
Well, that's right.
I am a Harvard-trained communicator. Watch this. Excuse me, Wally. Did you know Eric Valdez? The man who was killed?
Yeah, ain't no information, please, neither, okay?
What a pleasure working with a pro.
I understand that he was involved with a married woman. Might you know her? Or her husband?
That's spick business. You want to know spick business, you go ask them.
Which ones?
They look after their own business. They don't come in here.
Gosh, I can't imagine why not. Great food, friendly service.
Yeah, that'll be $1.25, pal.
So much for Harvard training.
Buck.
Have a nice day.
Susan and I split up. She took the left side of the street. And I took the right. Figured we could talk to twice as many people. Or raise twice as much suspicion. We attracted a lot of attention, but of course, no one seemed to know anything. Where ignorance is bliss, 'tis folly to be wise. No strangers here, just friends we haven't met.
People seem to be standing in line not to talk to us.
Well, they know who we are. The detective from Boston and the lady shrink. I've been disliked before, but never so thoroughly. People I haven't met dislike me.
Well, at least we haven't been assaulted.
Well, not yet, anyway. And when that comes, and it probably will, it may not necessarily be a bad thing.
You assume that if we keep hanging around and being annoying...
One of my specialties.
That someone may make a run at us?
Mm-hmm. And then we'll thwart them, and then we'll know something.
The library?
Well, we can't learn any less than we've learned so far.
True. Personally, I'm tired of rejection. Why don't you do this alone? It'll give me a chance to go through Eric's notebook.
All right. Stay here. Don't blow my cover.
Excuse me. Listen, afterwards, why don't we rent another car, double our efficiency, so I don't have to hang around outside waiting?
Gosh, most women would be thrilled to do that.
You have a rich fantasy life for a man your age.
Good morning.
Morning. Can I help you?
Well, I hope so. I'm doing a study on immigration patterns in central Massachusetts.
Yes?
And I was hoping you might have a book on Wheaton.
Too bad you didn't come next spring.
Really? Why?
We're publishing one, the Wheaton Archival Commission.
But not till next spring.
Unfortunately, but I could provide you with some of our findings.
Oh, it's very nice of you.
Mom, you got my lunch?
Yes, under my desk. Make sure you get some milk on the way to work.
I'm late now. I'll get a Coke at the machine.
Brett. My son. Could I answer some of your questions?
Well, it's very kind of you. Now, I know about the post-war Colombian migration. I'm more interested in the impact of such a large and sudden influx on a small and, might I say, insular community.
Tension, of course, between the resident community and the Hispanic newcomers.
All too common occurrence.
We're no different here, Mr.
Spenser, with an S, like the poet.
Caroline Rogers, welcome to Wheaton.
How do you know I'm not a local?
I'd know if you were from...
Of course. Well, I don't mean to perpetuate a stereotype, but what about drugs?
Afraid you are perpetuating a stereotype, Mr. Spenser. Sadly, there are drugs in Wheaton as there are everywhere in America. They're not peculiar to those of Colombian descent.
Oh, of course not, but my study is concerned with the economic impact of narcotics. I read there was a big drug trade in Wheaton.
Assume you read that in the Boston Herald.
Well, I often use the media to evolve a context for my research.
In my view, it exploits Wheaton to sell newspapers elsewhere.
So all the cocaine stories are false?
More than a town librarian can say.
What about Mrs. Rogers? Citizen.
You're very persistent, Mr. Spenser. What university are you with?
When all else fails, tell the truth. I'm not really a researcher. I'm a detective, trying to find out what happened to Eric Valdez.
You know that my husband is the chief of police.
Bailey Rogers?
Yes. These questions should be addressed to him.
I did that.
And?
He did not encourage me.
Nor will I. I surely do not appreciate you snooping around under false pretenses.
What other pretenses are there? Wow, what do we have here? The Blues Brothers?
Is that supposed to be funny, Jack?
Yeah, was it too tough?
You think he's funny, J.D.?
These nice policemen were curious as to why I was parked here.
Eternal vigilance is the price of liberty.
I explained to them you were researching the recipe for that lovely salmon loaf we had for dinner.
No,
Oh, they're both funny, J.D.
Maybe they'd like to spend some time down at the station in the back room where it's quiet.
Got places to go, people to see.
We're not here to play games with you, Jack. We're here to tell you to haul your ass out of here before you get caught in the crack. Maybe we'll just run you in for resisting arrest.
You want to see resisting arrest? Keep pushing, Trout Press.
Oh, he thinks he's tough.
Thinks he's a big deal.
Tough? Big deal. That kind of sums it up.
You're in town all but one day and you're already in trouble with the police.
Wait till you see what I can do in a week.
We'll be watching you, smart guy.
Put a shine on those shoes, mister.
Okay, Major Jerk wasn't a gem, but trout breath?
We gotta go rent a car. Hold a salmon loaf for me, huh? I'm gonna cruise around and see what's behind me.
There's someone behind you?
Maybe.
Well, maybe I should come with you.
Hey, I do the thug work, you're the therapist.
Okay, I gotta make some phone calls anyway. Eric's notes were a big zero. Maybe he was seeing a therapist here. I'll see if I can find him. Or her. Probably her.
You don't belong here, pal. It's been explained to you.
Baseball bats.
You don't seem to understand. We're gonna make that clear.
You think the car understands?
Not yet. Now it's your turn.
My turn, huh?
Stop me! Charlie! Stop me! Can you breathe? You okay?
You know, it's dumb to group up like that. I could shoot all of you.
Come on, give him some air. Give him some air! What are you supposed to do now?
Just calm down. I shot him in the thigh. It's a flesh wound.
You shot him, you bastard.
You know, and I might shoot you too. Now get him the hell out of here before he bleeds to death. You too. Amateurs. Let's go. There ought to be marshmallows.
So, aren't you glad you didn't take your own car?
They're always thinking of me.
Do you think the police were involved?
Amateurs. Even small-town cops know what they're doing in an emergency. These guys had no idea. What am I going to tell the rental company?
Well, I tell you, it's always amateurs on the job that get people hurt.
I wouldn't worry about it. These guys were more interested in beating up the car. Just tell them it blew up.
Still could have been the police. I mean, there was no traffic on the road.
Well, they could have been diverting traffic. And again, there's not much traffic on a road like that anyway.
Either way, somebody was involved in covering up something.
Yep.
So, I guess this is progress, in a way. Unless next time you get killed.
It's hard to do that. And tomorrow we'll check the hospital. Look for a guy with a gunshot wound.
And tonight, we can go have some salmon loaf and warm muscatel. Are you ready?
What room is Joe in? Oh, 312.
Hi, I understand a gunshot victim was brought in last night.
I just came on.
Could you check for me, please?
Are you a relative?
Interested party, yeah.
How you doing, Jennifer?
Hi, Dave.
You going to the softball banquet Friday?
I don't know. I may have to work.
He was shot on the left thigh above the knee.
Somebody got shot?
He says so.
You got a record of it on the sheet?
Nothing on the night sheet.
Somebody got shot, we'd have heard about it.
Thanks.
Care for some coffee?
Yes, please. Could I have some skim milk?
Skim milk.
Mm-hmm. Or 1%'s okay.
Mr. Spenser?
Yeah, sit down. You want some coffee? This is Dr. Susan Silverman.
Hello.
Hello. Juanita.
How do you do?
I've been following you.
I know. You drive an escort? You were in the emergency room in the hospital? You want to tell us why you've been following us?
I was getting my courage up. I was a friend of Avery Valdez. I want you to find his killer. You think he was some terrible Colombian drug lord.
Chief Rogers thinks it was a terrible Colombian husband.
Chief Rogers is a bigot and a pig.
Who do you think it was, Juanita?
I don't know. But I don't want everyone assuming it was a Colombian. We are not all vicious criminals.
Of course not.
You and Eric were close?
Not the way you mean. We were friends.
But he liked women.
Yes.
Married women. Married Colombian women.
Not all Colombians are whores.
Juanita, you want to find out who killed Eric. You also want to protect the Colombian populace of Wheaton. Maybe you can do both, maybe we can't. Maybe the truth is the best we can do.
It's hard, Juanita, to get at the truth sometimes when You think you know in advance what the truth ought to be. You can trust him. I know.
Was Eric Valdez sleeping with a married woman?
Emi Esteva.
As in Philippe Esteva?
As in Philippe Esteva.
The drug person.
Very big drug person.
Cream.
You stole this from the motel.
Theft in the pursuit of justice is no crime.
So last night I started calling up therapists while you were out burning your car.
Boys just want to have fun.
No one knew Eric.
No surprise.
But here's a surprise. One of the people I hadn't called up yet was a certain Juanita Olmo.
She's a shrink?
Apparently. I'm going to check it out.
Yeah, do that. Here we are on Walker Street.
Home of Philippe Esteva, drug lord.
I'm looking for Mrs. Felipe Esteva. Emmy?
Esmeralda.
Handsome dog.
Who are you?
My name is Spenser. Could we talk?
No.
Did you know Eric Valdez?
No.
Told you did. Told you were, intimate.
Who told you that?
Were you?
You must be a complete fool to come here and even hint at such a thing.
Well, if you're gonna go for it, why not go all the way?
You know, Mr. Spenser, if I say so, the dog will tear you apart.
What, this sweet little dog? Dogs love me.
So, was she charmed by you?
Oh, infatuated. She threatened to sick her dog on me.
Dog? I thought it was a pet rhinoceros.
Mr. Esteva asked me to drop this off for you. Thank you, Brett. How are you? Good, thanks. How's your family? Good.
Follow that truck.
I always wanted to say that.
Who is he?
Bailey Rogers' son.
The police chief?
The one and only.
Oh, how convenient.
Yep, the chief of police who says that Eric Valdez was killed by a jealous husband.
A role, according to Juanita Olmo, that is played by Philippe Esteva.
Get the sense that the good Dr. Silverman doesn't think that Emmy Esteva was Eric's tech.
Not from what I know of him. But you spoke to her. What do you think?
She wasn't exactly Snow White, but I never argue with the doctor.
Would that rule out Esteva?
I have no idea.
So, why are we following the boy?
Got nothing else to do.
Wow, it's great working with a pro.
Thanks so much. bread. Suitable for distributing coke?
Or turnips.
Definitely not turnips.
You know who I am?
Ricardo Montalban? I loved you in Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan.
I am Philippe Esteva.
Are you sure? Because I saw Ricardo once at the Palm Restaurant on Santa Monica Boulevard. He had a coat just like that.
You're getting into bad trouble, amigo.
Well, that's an easy mistake to make with the coat and all.
The day you went to my home and talked to my wife. Why?
I wanted to ask her about Eric Valdez.
Why?
Heard you knew him.
From who?
Confidential.
Maybe Cesar can make you change your mind.
Maybe Cesar can't.
I don't like you talking to my wife.
The cops say Eric Valdez was killed by a jealous husband.
You think I killed him?
I don't know.
You think he had an affair with my wife?
I don't know. That's why I asked.
Maybe I'll kill you for saying this.
Or maybe you'll kill me because I was thinking you were Ricardo Montalban, would approve Cesar's tough, or because you had a bad day and you're grouchy. I understand the possibilities. But every time you say it, I gotta think of a smart answer to prove it doesn't scare me. It's a waste of time. We've got a lot more important things to talk about.
Is he yours?
More or less.
He's a very hard case.
You have no idea.
You think maybe I killed Valdez. And Emmy is mad at me for killing him, and will tell you all about it if you ask her.
Happens.
Emmy doesn't have affairs with anyone. If she did, true, I would kill him. But she doesn't. She loves me and she respects me.
That's nice.
Do you have any other questions to ask?
Some people think Valdez was killed to keep the lid on the cocaine business out here.
That a question?
Yeah.
What cocaine business?
The chief's son drives a truck for you.
Nice kid. A little slow, can't do much. No harm doing the police a favor.
Did you send some guys out to Quabbin Road to roust me?
You think I'd tell you if I did?
I don't know. I just wander around, ask questions, and annoy people, hoping something will pop up. It beats sitting on the roof looking through a spyglass.
But it's much more dangerous. So now you know. I'm a grocer. And you will not trouble me or my family again. Great. Give them some grapes. It's a long drive back to Boston.
It's working. They certainly find you annoying. Did you know that a recent survey showed that women found shaving to be one of the sexiest things a man does?
I've done sexier.
Like what?
Yeah.
You Spenser?
Who is it?
Name's Lundquist. State Police. You've been trying to reach me?
Timing is lousy. Come on in.
Wait a minute.
That's, Dr. Silverman. She's working on the case, too.
Could we save the formalities for later? Talk to the man about his timing.
I have, darling.
Yeah, I'm sorry, ma'am. Look, I talked to Frank Belson. He says you're looking into the Valdez killing. He says you're almost as good as you think you are.
Dr. Silverman and I were just discussing that.
Yeah. I got something that might interest you. You want to take a ride?
Sure, give me a minute.
A minute?
10 minutes. Professional hit.
Shot from behind.
Just like Valdez.
What happened?
This is Rogers. I don't know. Sorry.
I can look.
There are better ways to remember him.
When they catch his killer, I want him to know that I saw what he did.
Carolyn? Can I do anything?
I loved him.
Who's your son?
He doesn't know yet. How am I going to tell him?
I can help. I'll be there if you'd like.
What the hell's he doing here?
Gee, Henry, anything he wants, I guess.
He could get into trouble.
Last guy I heard say that just left in a body bag. So you got the details?
Yeah. Black and White found the body at 6:02 this morning. Forensic says Rogers was sitting in his car when he was shot, probably from the back seat. Big caliber. Ballistics will give us a read.
Caught by surprise?
Well, Rogers' gun was on his hip. Snap fastened.
How long has he been dead?
Well, the blood had dried and he was starting to rigor. My guess would be he bought it sometime after sundown. Medical examiner let us know for sure.
I'd like to know what the ballistics have to say about the gun.
Okay. Now I got one for you. How does Juanita Olmo fit into all this? From what you told me, if she's so Hispanic defensive, why is she pointing you towards Emmy Esteban? You think she's just trying to do the right thing?
Maybe she's in love with Esteban and wanted the wife out of the way. Maybe she was in love with Valdez. Maybe this is a crime of passion after all, and we've been looking for the wrong green-eyed monster.
Maybe she killed Valdez herself.
Maybe that, too. Did you hear about the bonfire in Quabbin Road?
Yeah, I did. Any thoughts?
Amateurs. If I had to make a guess, I'd say the late, great Chief Rogers had something to do with it. Now, one of the amateurs' name is Charlie. He's got a hunk of lead in his left thigh. I want to check it out.
Okay, thanks. Listen, you hear anything? You might want to give me a buzz.
Instead of one of Wheaton's finest?
You know, somehow I thought you might say that.
I'm still checking out the therapist angle.
How's Carolyn?
She's in shock. Guess it's just gonna take time.
And Brett?
You know, it's the strangest reaction for a boy to have who's just lost his father. Get the sense they weren't very close.
Were you able to acquire all these delicacies right here in Wheaton?
I appreciate the opportunity to display my unique culinary ability.
Let me get the corkscrew.
Oh, don't bother. It's Wheaton.
Hello?
We should talk. Meet me up on Quabbin Road. You know where it is.
Unfortunately, yes. See you in a minute. Lundquist, he's got something for me.
Oh, well, I guess this will give me the chance to do some follow-up.
We got the medical examiner's report. He was shot early evening. Cold weather confuses things a little, but not by more than an hour. His last meal was a fast food burger and fries. Washed it down with a beer.
Healthy body, healthy mind.
Mrs. Rogers says her husband went to work in the morning like he always did and never came home. She said she wasn't worried because his work often kept him out at night.
Out all night in Wheaton? Maybe drinking on the job wasn't his only vice. So he went up there in the dark to meet two people he knew.
You know, one person alone would have sat in the front seat. And no cop on the planet is going to let two strangers in their car while he's sitting on his gun.
It wasn't a date. Two women, one of whom was carrying a gun.
How about a meeting with a bagman that went sour?
Better. We got a dead chief of police in a town where the drugs are controlled by one Philippe Esteva.
Yeah, you think so. Maybe I think so too, but we haven't proved it yet.
Hey, there hasn't been a murder in Wheaton in 40 years, and all of a sudden we've got two?
One looks like a jealous lover, the other's a professional hit.
They're trying to confuse us. Doing a good job.
But get this. We got a preliminary ballistics report. Now, it took some time because the gun that killed Rogers was an oddball caliber. It's rare in these parts. It's a .41.
41. Let me guess. Same caliber that killed Eric Valdez.
You got it.
Trying that informal look, all G'd up like the natives.
I'll never guess. Just passing through?
More than less. Surprise.
No. Want some breakfast?
I'd rather drink air. Drums say you've been spreading your charm around. They're ready to lynch your ass.
Finding that charm will only carry you so far.
You finally learning.
Okay, Esteva has a packing plant on River Street. We need to know what's going in and out of there. And I want to know what the Rogers kid is doing for him. He's 17, 18 years old, about 5'8", 130 pounds. Has shoulder-length, dirty blonde hair. Last time I saw him, he was wearing maroon Letterman's jacket with a big W on the front.
On to Wisconsin, so what's so special?
He's the chief of police's son.
And
I sort of like his mom.
We're gonna save her, too?
Thought we might.
Some things never change.
I got a baker's dozen here. You sure you don't want one?
Not this morning.
So, do you think Juanita knows anything else?
Well, she knows something, but it's not what she told us.
I'm not sure she's going to tell us anything more. Maybe I should talk to her.
Bad cop, good shrink?
Yeah, that's a coin of phrase. I tell you, from what I found out about her, she's not everything she appears to be.
Well, who is?
You.
Nobody home? Rest of the staff on break?
I am the staff.
Ada Rogers is dead.
I won't pretend I'm sad.
No reason to.
Do you think there's any connection to the Valdez killing?
Why can't it be a coincidence?
Maybe it is. But thinking it's a coincidence doesn't give me anything to do. Thinking it's not a coincidence gives me places to go, people to see.
Why did you tell us about Eric and Mrs. Esteva?
I thought you should know. She's a whore.
Who else did she sleep with besides Eric? What, you'd rather not say?
Nope.
Were you sleeping with Eric, Juanita?
I do not wish to talk to you anymore.
Maybe so. But people are dying.
I want you out of here right now. If you don't, I'll call security.
Yikes. Was Emmy Esteva sleeping with your boyfriend? Oh, that went extremely well.
She's frightened. Feel for her. Perhaps she had a passion for Esteva, or Eric, or both.
I'd say more than perhaps.
Us shrinks never say more than perhaps. It would be inappropriate.
Oh, us detectives do. Perhaps there's more.
Perhaps there is. In the meantime, I have a moral dilemma.
Which is?
I think she's a phony. She has a degree from a school that doesn't exist anymore, if it ever did, and yet she has a license on her wall. Now, it takes someone with connections to make those things look good.
Like Esteva.
Perhaps. So there's my dilemma. Should I turn her in or not?
Well, let's sit on it for now. Maybe we can use it for leverage later.
Okay. Now, what next?
Well, you're the shrink. What do you usually do when all else fails?
Lunch.
Lunch. Who's minding the dope pushers?
There I am, ever vigilant. Standing outside the factory, and who should appear but the son of Chief? Gets into his van and traverses to a town called Matapoisett. Picks up several crates marked fish. U-turn, stops for lunch in a town called Carver, and skillfully improvising, I hijack his van. Voila! It wasn't fish, Atoll.
Is that cocaine?
About 200 pounds, thought it might be useful.
Take it all?
Negativo, might scratch the paint.
Does the kid know it's gone?
He didn't see me take it. He probably knows now.
All right, so we were right about Esteva. Now we got a little bargaining chip.
The coke?
And the kid, we got him for possession. We can squeeze him if we have to.
Well, only if we have to.
Look, I signed on to find out who killed Eric Valdez. If I can do that without burying the kid, I will, but I'd rather squeeze Esteva.
When do we do that?
Right now.
I guess this is thug work again?
Times 2.
Well, I'll just go back to the kitchen, walk around barefoot.
Employees only.
It's today your birthday.
What did you say?
It's today your birthday.
Don't you hate to have to repeat stuff?
Your girlfriend was right. You were a harder case than I imagined.
We got something you want.
Any chance you're wearing a wire?
Be my guess. Not Cesar. Yeah.
Great.
liar's got a piece.
Same.
Same.
My friend, you have about 100 keys of cocaine that belongs to me.
And you don't know where it is.
Reason you're still alive.
Any reason will do. Now here's the deal. You put the kid out of the rackets, give him a nice severance check and forget him.
And?
And give us who killed Valdez.
Like that?
Yep.
You think I know who killed Valdez?
Yep.
Maybe we take a run at you.
Good luck.
I'll consider your terms and get back to you.
About them Celtics?
Spenser.
Yeah.
If this gets any better, I can't stand it. This place is a stone New England charmer.
Didn't I order red wine?
Affirmative.
This is port.
This is Wheaton.
So, you think Estevez is gonna go for it?
As soon as world peace is declared.
He's not gonna give anybody up, is he?
No, he does that, and his Colombian compatriotas will box, crate, and ship him.
Yeah, but it can't hurt to stir things up a little bit.
Unless he decides to do us.
Probably already thought about that.
Not the first to try.
What if he didn't kill Eric Valdez?
He still wants you off the planet. Your local talk show is bad for business. Yo, this place still open.
Yeah?
It's good news and bad news. Good news is it's still open if you're hungry. The bad news is it's still open.
That's right. Don't suppose you want to dust Esteban and go home sooner or later. It's going to come to that.
Estevez is the best lead we have right now, but we ought to have a little talk with young Brett.
You mean show him the benefits of early retirement?
Uh-huh.
Snap goes that steel trap mine.
Mrs. Rogers?
Hello. How are you?
Managing, thanks.
How's Brett?
All right.
Is he here?
Yes, he's in the family room.
We need to speak to him, Carolyn.
About what?
Can we come in?
Certainly. Again? Brett, you remember Dr. Silverman?
Hi, Brett.
This is Mr. Spenser.
Brett, there's no point in circling around this thing. Yesterday, a man took 100 kilos of cocaine out of your van. Out on the highway near Carver. He was working with me.
You took it?
A friend of mine took it, yeah.
What's going on here?
I was doing a job for Mr. Esteva.
Brett wouldn't know what was in that truck. He's a boy running errands.
I wasn't running errands. Mr. Esteva trusted me. He put me in charge of it.
Brett.
Now Mr. Esteva is mad at me.
Brett? What was it that he put you in charge of?
Cocaine. Mr. Esteva said I was the only one that he trusted to move the drugs. And you've ruined it.
Have you moved drugs for Mr. Esteva before?
You've ruined everything. I had a good job, and he trusted me. And you ruined it.
Can't you leave him alone? He was simply doing what his boss told him to. He's a 17-year-old boy. He isn't responsible.
I am responsible, and he trusted me. You ruined it. It's the first job he's ever had. No one ever trusted him before. His own father thought that he would never be able to... You get out of here! Brad, you give that to me right now. Now, Brad. It's mine. Now. Come on.
Where'd you get the gun, Brad?
It was mine. You gave it to me.
Your father?
No. I turned all Bailey's guns over to the department.
We need to know where you got this gun from, Brett.
Why is that important?
It's a .41 caliber revolver. Same kind of gun that killed your husband. It's extremely rare. We need to know.
Sorry, Mama. Sorry. All right. We'll fix it.
We can't fix it till we know where he got the gun.
You don't have to say it out loud. Why don't you whisper it to your mother?
Whisper it to me. It's okay. You can always tell me secrets. It's okay.
Philippe Esteva.
Run this through ballistics, and I think you'll find it's the same gun that killed Bailey Rogers. You and I are both too old to believe in two .41 caliber revolvers in the same case.
True. And of course you don't want to tell me where you got it. We could kind of insist.
Yeah, you could.
If we want to, we can insist like a son of a bitch. Yeah. What about Prince?
Wiped them?
You wiped them? Of course, you wiped them.
But stay tuned, there's more to come.
I'll just go. Just get out of my car. I'll let you know. Wiped them.
You get anything else?
That's it. Thanks. When ballistics proves that the same gun who killed Rogers, it'll mean that Esteva pulled the trigger or had it done.
Of course, the gun wasn't registered.
No, so all we're left with is the boy's word.
This boy did it himself.
He didn't do it.
You're so sure.
Widows and orphans.
But you don't want him to testify.
Boy's in no shape. Neither is the mother. He'd get chewed up on the stand. He's all she's got. She's definitely all he's got.
Without him, you don't have much of a case.
Remarkably accurate. All we got is a trunk full of coke with no explanation, because we can't involve the boy.
Without Brett, Esteva safe. Call Lundquist.
Why?
Without Brett, Esteva's safe. Damn, you're good. Mr. Cullen, he's in for a shock.
Carolyn!
Madam Minister.
You okay? Stay put.
We could shoot each other.
Who would care?
Who would know?
You're not telling me everything.
I'm naturally reticent.
You know, we get him down to the station, he won't be so damn reticent.
No, you weren't a brother police officer, Henry. I think you were speaking of coercion.
Hey, pal, this is my town now, you know?
How? Spenser, this whole thing better come together soon.
Remember me? Yeah, you were in the waiting room when I was looking for the guy I shot in the thigh.
Yeah, that was Charlie. He's okay. He and his brother used to do odd jobs for Bailey.
Well, it's pretty odd.
You guys are playing against a stacked deck. Esteva has everybody in this town in his pocket. You're gonna go to the motel, they're gonna search your room, find a couple of keys of cocaine.
Did you tell Lundquist this?
No, I'm only telling you because I don't want any more part of these murders. They put you away for coke, Henry ain't letting you out. None of you.
You gonna be there?
No, I'm gonna go to L.A. Got my dog in the truck and 1,000 cash saved.
Now look, if you're looking for a job in L.A., there's a homicide cop named Samuelson. Tell him I told you to call.
Thanks.
Diogenes would have liked him.
Honest man.
You still think you're gonna be able to keep her and the boy out of it?
Mm-hmm.
Fine. I'll choreograph the dance with Lundquist.
You might stay away from the motel.
Splendid idea.
Doctor gave Brett something to sleep. What about you? I want to be awake in case he needs anything.
Is he all right?
He'll be all right.
Is there anything we can do for you? Or Brett?
Brett's different, you know. He's a little slow. He could never be the son that Bailey wanted, no matter how he tried. And I could have been a good father, but he didn't know how. A boy like Brett. Appearances were everything to Bailey.
It's okay, Carolyn. You can tell us.
Bailey got Brett the job with Esteva. I begged her not to do it. Bailey acted as if it was a good thing. The produce business. The laugh. As if working for a drug dealer was a good thing. Bailey would know all about that. Like father, like son.
Bailey worked for Esteva.
I gave him extra money. Free nights to spend.
He was having an affair. With
Emmy Esteva. I had to talk to someone.
Our doctor sent me to a social worker at the hospital.
Juanita Olmo? You told her about Bailey and Emmy?
What do you want from me?
The truth, Juanita.
I don't have to stay here.
Yes, you do.
You lied to us. Not only that, you betrayed a patient's confidence. Bailey Rogers and Emmy Esteva had an affair, and you knew it. Now Bailey Rogers is dead. Eric Valdez is dead. Brett Rogers was almost dead, and the Wheaton police, they're trying to shoot me. We got a predicament here, lady.
I know you feel loyalty to Felipe.
Yeah, he got you here. Almost didn't he?
You told him about his wife's affair with Bailey Rogers.
So Felipe killed him.
Yes! He's not the one I told.
What?
I told Eric Valdez.
Eric, why?
Because I loved him. I'd do anything for him. He was always asking me if I knew anything that would help him expose the cocaine business. So I told him what Carolyn had told me about Chief Rogers.
He was taking Esteba's money. That he was sleeping with Esteba's wife. So Eric was blackmailing Rogers for inside information for his newspaper article.
So Bailey killed him.
He would have had to.
So, can you make a legal case out of this?
Oh, Brad and Carolyn and Juanita want to tell all they know.
Please. I told you everything. I like to be alone. Please.
You gonna turn her in?
Oh, I can't let her continue. She's done too much damage. I think I can convince her to leave on her own, though. It would be the least humiliating.
We can't go back to the motel. I want you to stay out of sight. Tomorrow, it'll be done.
No official status here.
If things go bad, you could be in trouble.
If things go bad, I'll be dead.
If things go good, you could be in trouble.
You know where I made captain. You told Esteva you'd meet him here?
You gotta send him back his own coat.
I'll try to show you.
Yeah, when he does, we'll stop him and then get arrested for attempted murder, or at least for the biggest drug buy in Wheaton history. And nobody else have to testify.
You're using yourself as live bait just to spare those women.
Yeah, and the kid.
You trying to make captain, he trying to make saint.
Now, what about you?
Fear. Anything happen to him, I got to deal with the wrath of Susan.
Well, I guess I'll go find myself a front row seat, huh?
You sure you'll come?
Yeah.
Same reason he gave the boy the gun.
It's not business anymore.
Never was.
Henry, take the cocaine.
I'm so disappointed in you, Henry. You're a disgrace to the uniform.
Hello, pig.
You know, now that I see in the daylight, you don't look anything like Ricardo Montalban. He has much more charisma.
Art to the very end. My friend, you're the last scale to balance. Like Bailey Rogers, your insults have become intolerable. Before I kill you, I want you to know I'm going to do it.
Oh, I have miles to go before I sleep.
How about those hornets, rain? Dance with me, Henry. Come on. Heel, top.
Brenham.
Spenser.
What was that all about?
You wanted to know.
Why'd you let him go?
Seems like a good idea.
You understand this?
Seems perfectly clear to me.
So, no one will have to testify?
I don't have to testify. Corporal Lundquist will have to testify. I don't see why. The women and Brett would have to.
Hot?
Oh, I hope so. That'd be fun to watch.
What about Emmy Esteban?
Gone. Nobody knows where.
What, just gone?
Could be a long way away.
So that's all. No other frenzied affairs of the heart.
Unless one counts you and me.
One does.